Alright guys, welcome back to the Aether tutorial. Where we left off last episode is I was basically going to collect some gems and show you guys all the different ores that we can get in the Aether and what they do. So basically the reason I decided to do that is because you can see we have a whole bunch on the side of this mountain. We've got some over there and some right here. So let's just start with this one, which is the one that we've already been collecting, which is our ZANITE, which is kind of like the iron equivalent. Now remember, all tools in the Aether kind of have a special property. So ZANITE tools will get stronger as their durability gets weaker. Now the next ore that I saw over here, by the way, these are the good birds that I was talking about, which can lay eggs, and then we can incubate those to have our very own birds. And with those you can fly very far. I think there's three kinds. There's a black one, a blue one, and a white one. And the blue one gives you 3 hops. The black one will give us, the white one will give us 5, and the black one will give us 8 or 7, one or the other. Pretty good stuff. Okay, so as I collect the ZANITE over here, I wanted to kind of, oh my god, there's so much of it. Okay, I think they did up the spawning in, this is the latest release of the mod, which is, I mean, still like very old, but this is like, I think version 1.02, which included increased spawn rates for like the mobs as well as the ores, because there were some issues in the first game, or in the first version. Not too sure about the ores necessarily why this would happen, but with the mobs, these annoying cloud zephyrs would actually not despawn, leaving us with no more room for the other animals to spawn, and it was a pretty big issue. People were having a hard time basically getting any animals to spawn in the world. Okay, so the next basically 2 ores that are left are that yellow one, which we've actually already gone in a bit through this pickaxe, and it is known as Ambrosium, and it is the equivalent to coal pretty much, but it has a lot of neat features. So you can actually eat Ambrosium, and it used to be very overpowered. It would heal like 2 or 3 hearts, and you know, it was easy to get a lot of, so they ended up nerfing it, and now it only does half a heart, which makes a lot more sense. So what I just quickly want to do here is Ambrosium can actually be collected with a skyroot pick, which does mean we can double our yield. Now the reason, by the way, Ambrosium healing 2 hearts, even though it's worse than something like steak, was a big deal, is because back then steak or pork or whatever was not stackable. So I don't know if you guys noticed that all throughout the series when I had pork in my inventory, but you cannot have both at the same time. Now I'm just gonna collect some of this. Sorry, so you cannot have more than one in one inventory slot. So it would fill up your inventory really quick to have food, but Ambrosium, because it was stackable, like this was the equivalent of having like almost like 14 pork chops in your inventory at the time. So if you see here, I can eat this by just right clicking, and it heals half a heart for each one. But as I showed earlier, we can also use it to make torches, and later on I will show its other features like fuel and things of that nature. So I'm just going to finish mining this, and then we're going to head over to the last ore that I saw over there, which is the rarest of the bunch. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay guys, so this last ore is actually the main reason why the spawn rates of the ores was increased, because people had so much trouble finding this. I mean, again, if you watch Paul Soros's videos on this, he almost never found any Gravitite. It was so difficult to find. But this is basically the diamond equivalent. Now, I don't know if you could guess, but by its name, Gravitite it actually has a reverse gravity property. So if I just, oh, look at that, some ZANITE there that we could go get later. But if I just mine the block above this, you can see this floats upwards. Now, as you can see, none of these will work except for the ZANITE pickaxe. So it is kind of like in the sense that diamonds require an iron pickaxe, Gravite requires a ZANITE pickaxe. And now this is one of these blocks where to actually get any use out of it, we will need an enchanter. So this is what the enchanters basically can repair tools as well as be used to give us things like Gravite block, which can then be used to make armor. So, oh boy, that looks a little risky to get. I just want to get a bit more ZANITE, and then I'm going to head back and I'll show you guys how we make an enchanter and how we can use it with our Gravite ore. So I'm just going to head back after collecting some resources, and I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright guys, I was just on my way back over to the base, but I ran into a bunch of these slimes. Just wanted to show you me taking them on real quick. Oh crap. So they can kind of swallow you up and spit you out a little high, but if you do manage to kill them, the blue ones can drop some air cloud and the yellow ones can drop some glowstone, which is always useful in case you ever need to build another portal or just as a decoration block. But in the Aether, it's always useful to have some glowstone on you, just because you never know when you might get lost and you need to return to the overworld or something. So yeah, there was a few things I wanted to actually show you guys here now. So, oh shoot, oh my god, alright. Jesus Christ. Let's try to get up these stairs without dying, maybe. That would be nice. And eventually we're gonna have to upgrade this path because it kind of sucks. Okay. Now I kind of want to get rid of all of this air cloud because it's scary to have there. Okay, perfect. So, let me just place another one of these down. Now, the first thing we're going to be crafting here is the Enchanter. So, basically, building like a furnace out of holy stone and placing one ZANITE in the middle, we get an Enchanter. So, I'm just going to place this right here. Now, the fuel for the Enchanter is the Ambrosium shard, but there is one more thing I want to build very quickly. So, again, the same pattern here. And now, using a Ambrosium torch in the middle, we get an incubator, which is what we will use later for things like our eggs and stuff. Now, I don't really know where I'm going to want to put this necessarily, probably on the island somewhere, because I don't know if this is the best place to keep a MOA. So let's just store this in here for now. We can store our books in here as well. So, using the Enchanter and Ambrosium as our fuel, we can do a few things. The first thing we can do is we can repair a tool. So let's take this holy stone pickaxe. Now you don't want to repair any ZANITE tools because, as you know, ZANITE tools actually get stronger as they are used. And while I'm here, I can just cook one of these. So it goes a little slow, and it actually uses quite a bit of Ambrosium generally, but as you can see, as the Enchanter does its magic, it's kind of like an anvil. And again, you have to keep in mind that all this stuff kind of came out before enchantments and anvils, which makes it seem like it was a lot more impressive at the time. You're going to see later some of the loot we get from the dungeons are things like a phoenix bow, which shoots flaming arrows, or a fire sword, like things like that, which basically, like, once enchantments came out, became a little less cool because you could get that in vanilla Minecraft. And it kind of took away a lot of what's special about this mod, at least to me. So that's mostly why I played in this version of Minecraft, in this old version. It's not that I necessarily think this is like a better version, although I do very much enjoy it and have nostalgia for it. But it makes the mod experience a lot better. Anyways, so let's put some Gravite ore in there, and I will come back once that's done, and I'll make a Gravite pickaxe. Actually, I was about to cut, but let's take one of these out real quick and put it in our book of lore, just so you guys can get a read on what it is. So, Gravite ore. Found under big islands, floats upwards and can be made into tools, can be enchanted. Now, you need to use the enchanted form to make the tools, so just to show that off real quick, I cannot just make a shovel with this ore. I need to enchant it first. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, so I just made our path a lot safer while I was waiting for this to finish, and now we have our enchanted Gravite ore. So, quickly before I show you guys how to make a tool, there's just kind of one more thing I want to show you how to enchant. There is more stuff you can do, but this is just all I want to show for today. So as mentioned before, the cool thing with Ambrosium is the fact that you can stack it and eat it, which is you can't do with the other foods in this game. Now after they nerfed it, they did add in I think it's called a healing stone, which you basically get by enchanting holy stone. And this can also be stackable. So while we wait for that to smelt, let's just make some Gravite tools. We can take a quick look at it. Floats upwards when powered by redstone, so that's pretty cool. I don't think it floats upwards in any other circumstance, but we can test that out right now. Obviously I don't want to lose it because I plan on making a pickaxe with it, although a sword could be nice. So, you know what, I think I will make a sword, but let's just take one of these blocks and test. Okay, so yeah, it only floats upwards if there's a redstone signal. That's good to know. Okay, so let's make a sword maybe. Generally I would make a pickaxe, but I think the ZANITE pick actually fits all of our needs. And let's store the rest of this in this chest. Now, I can also make some ZANITE armor while I'm at it, just the same way you would make some regular armor. Let's get some leggings, some boots, and now the last piece of armor I'm going to show you how to make, which is new, is just two pieces like this. Gives you some gloves. Now the gloves, I think, increase the damage you give off when punching with your hand. So, I don't know, we'll try to test that out. And now you can see our healing stones are stacked. We can eat them by right clicking and they heal 2 hearts. So those are going to be very useful during the boss battles. So yeah, I think that's all for this episode. Hopefully it's not too long or anything. Oh, perfect. White Moa. We've got tons of stuff to do here. Hopefully I'll be on the lookout for like a bronze dungeon, things like that. Oh, we got a bunch of Moas. Holy shit, a bunch of Moas on our island here that will hopefully lay an egg and we'll be able to incubate, and we'll be able to check that feature out and try to fly some pigs. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I've got tons of ideas for this, and have a great day guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode.